Yep, just what's coming on the news. Haven't really delved into it or researched, but I've just what's coming on the news.
Initially, when it first started happening, when Russia started invading Ukraine, it seemed to be all over media, and that's when I was like following it pretty well.
Or a little bit now and then, but I try not to sort of indulge in too much media or too much sort of negative stuff.
But to be honest, I haven't really caught up on what the latest is that's going on. If I always sort of like look on news.com.au and see what's on there and sort of read bits and pieces. But yeah, unfortunately, I sort of started to not follow it as much.
And you watch the news and everything sort of, this person's died or that person's died and this was robbed, and yeah, I don't think it's good for your head really. Try to watch and be around good happy stuff, and you sort of helps you a bit more being positive yourself.
I have, yeah. Um, to some degree,
We
yeah.
watched the news on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were kind of happy that we're fighting back, doing something against the Russians in the beginning. Now it's dragging on too long, like so many wars, and we're not so sure anymore.
I haven't really followed a lot of. I'm not really into politics, but as a general interest, I followed it. I think it is responsible for a lot of the shortages and hardships that we are now that the wider world's facing.
I believe it's still going on, which is terrible. I think maybe more needs to be done, but yeah, I just don't know what the solution is really there. Yeah.
Oh, I just think Russia's beastly and always have been beastly and always will be beastly. And how do you deal with people like that? The people are just treated like animals almost, their population, and always have been. I mean,
it's awful. So I just keep donating lots of money. Because every time I hear about, that's all you can do. That's all I can do anyway.
I just feel the Western world line is shrinking. Lebanon and Syria and Burma, Libya, and now sort of in this tangle as well of accepting money from China, and they can't ever pay it back, and therefore they just get leaderless and people get downtrodden. I just hope the Western world can prop themselves up, give our freedom just a bit longer. I'm sure they can, but the game keeps getting tighter and tighter.
Feeling it's not very. There's a little bit feeling what a pretend was sad for them, but we know a little bit why. We understand Russia, and we can say support which side. We just hopefully no more war, because the war is so bad for the family, for business, for children. It's so bad. Yeah, we would like peaceful. I hopefully they stop, and then they will be getting back normal as soon as possible, if can. Yeah. It's pretty sad. It's so hard.
Before Putin, we had I forget who was the leader then during the Second World War. Stalin. I mean, he's responsible for 21 million deaths, I'm told. And the way they treated the poor Poles is just appalling. Do we live with that type of thing? I suppose we have to.
Well, in theory, it was the threat of Ukraine joining NATO. Obviously, Putin's got sort of grandiose ideas, a bit like Hitler, really, of how, historically, perhaps Ukraine was part of Russia. I don't know.
There was corruption in Ukraine,
Lots.
years ago, and we're not really sure what's going on there anymore.
Can't believe Putin's still alive.
That too.
Kept thinking he'd be gone. He's not well.
Of course, that's a gamble because you never know who's going to take over.
That's
Who's
true
going
in
to take
Russia.
over. It's just random.
So, yeah.
It's an interesting world.
I'm not really sure what other nations can do to stop it, but I would like to see them at least try. They don't appear to be trying. We went to Russia a couple of years ago, and it was quite a stunning, beautiful country, and I kind of think I'm glad I went when I did, because I don't think that opportunity is ever going to present itself again, and that's kind of sad, because it is, you know, from a historical point of view, it's a country that could offer so much, but politically, it's just crazy. Yeah.
Well, I don't think what Russia's done is really right. You can't go and kill innocent people and whatnot. Yeah, so basically, Russia's in the wrong as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, Russia.
I think it's fairly certain that Russia is in the wrong, just because they've invaded Ukraine for what seems to be their own purposes, like their own reasons, without Ukraine even doing anything wrong. That's what it seems to me. That's what's, when I've read in our media, that's what's been presented to me, and it seems like Putin just like wants to leave with a bit of a bang, I think. Yeah, go down in history as leaving with a bit of a bang and making his mark before he passes on, basically.
Yeah. How do you answer? Yeah, who? You know, like it. Yeah. How long's a piece of string? It's a really subjective question, I think, depending on what media you listen to, whose side, and the fact that to really answer that question, you have got to have taken sides. You're either, so I don't know. I'd kind of probably think they both are, in the way they're reacting to the whole situation. They're both feeding the media, feeding the beast sort of thing, and no one's helping their own cause, but I don't understand the politics behind it all enough to sort of say categorically whether one's right or one's wrong.
It's a tricky question. It's like I think quite as complicated like the reason. I think the Ukraine and the leader, like the principles, not like maybe like it was very hard to say, like he would be maybe at that moment and that place he protect their land, protect their country. It's every principle they would do, but I don't think he is smart to doing this way. But it's very personal idea.
Probably more Russia.
I would say Russia.
Probably more Russia, yeah.
It's complicated though, because there is a Russian community within the Ukraine, so it's been unsettled for a long time.
We're thinking it's maybe about some reason from America. They want to sell their, the weapons, that's maybe. And the Ukraine, they thinking might be another European, like the country that will be helping, but finally nobody help. Yeah, and but Russia, they want to protect their land, because if they do not protect their land and open it, they might be get danger as well. So it's very big topic. Yeah.
Look, it's hard to say for me because I haven't actually done any of my own research. From what the media is saying, obviously they think Russia's in the wrong, and to be fair, anything to do with Russia is not pretty positive in the media anyway, so but who do I think? I don't know. I'm sure this Ukraine-Russia thing's been going on for ages, so I don't actually know who's in the wrong.
No, well, is it going to end? But it's never going to end nicely, you know. It's a pretty terrible thing, really, eh?
I don't think it'll end anytime soon. I guess just follow the money. That's what I always think. I think, yeah, just look at the paper trail.
I don't know. That's the problem. I don't know. When they run out of weapons, finally, but what is that going to happen?
Who
Don't know.
knows? I don't know. And their poor country is just devastated.
So we're more worried about China than Russia, actually.
I don't think it will soon. I think it's just going to be dragged out. I think it's just going to be one of those things that are constantly contested and constantly fought over. You know, it's just going to be one of those areas that are constantly going to be fought over. A bit like the Middle East. You know, it's just back and forwards. I think that's where it'll, without other nations stepping in and going into a full-out war scenario, I don't think it's going to end anytime soon.
Well, hopefully, I mean, you hear so many untruths. Are they going to run out of ammunition, or they're not the sort of people who will give up? I mean, full marks to Ukraine if they can keep them out. And those people have been treated so harshly over generations, and they don't want to go back there again. So, how do I think it'll end? Well, most of the way the rest of the world has ended in conflicts like that. Sort of no one wins, and yeah.